Hey guys, this is Chris, River Potomac guy. I just want to do this little intro before the video goes, just to explain a few things about regulations and all that. Where I was fishing yesterday was the Potomac River, DC specifically, DC water. There are different regulations per state on certain things that you can and can't catch, what's closed, what's not closed, limits, all that stuff. For DC specifically, for fishing for striped bass, there is no closed seasons. It is strictly catch and release until May 16th through December 31st. So from January 1st to May 16th, it's strictly catch and release. This is on the dc.gov website. This is on the DOEE website. And Maryland is probably the strictest state. Right behind me, that is Maryland. This river right here is Maryland. I am on Virginia. If I were to cast a line out here, I'm technically fishing Maryland waters to where I can't target striped bass. But the section up in DC starts at a diagonal line from Woodrow Wilson Bridge to Oxen Cove. Alexandria is DC, Oxen Cove south, and a little triangle of Woodrow Wilson Bridge is Maryland. And then at Little Falls down to Woodrow Wilson Bridge is DC. Everything above Little Falls is Maryland. So fishing for striped bass is legal in DC. I know I'm going to get a lot of people saying that it's not, but look it online. I spoke to a wildlife officer, or I guess not an officer because DC doesn't have an officer. I'll have to go back and listen to the audio, but DC's and wildlife, whatever. They don't have any enforcement, so they strictly rely on DC Harbor Patrol and Park Police to do their enforcements. And I've learned that they have been doing a lot of enforcement up there at Chain Bridge. I'm sure some of you guys know that Chain Bridge is a heavily poached area because it is a very treacherous area to get to, and typically no officer is going to want to go up there. But I've learned that Harbor Patrol have been taking boats up there. They got one guy for keeping 50 shad last week. Good on them. And then the next thing is going to be what I've witnessed. So the second portion of this intro is going to be kind of just wording over what I witnessed yesterday. So as I'm going under Chain Bridge upstream toward Little Falls, I see one person on the Virginia side, two people on the DC side. So the two people on the DC side, I was kind of going toward because that side of the river there's less current because it's just more shallower there. It's not the main channel. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. So I was taking the easier way up, and then I have my binoculars out. I'm looking at all the birds. The blue herons are up there, the cormorants, the ospreys, the eagles, killfishers, all that. They're all up there. And I'm just looking at the birds, but I'm also like looking ahead to see the rapids, like a potential like kind of little nook that I can go off into and just sit out of the current and fish. And I did look at those two people that were fishing. One of them looked at me and sees me looking at him with my binoculars, and that's when I got a glimpse of one of his rods, and he had one of those big old weighted treble hooks on. And the weighted treble hook is what they're using to snag the fish. I'm going to pause because the waves are going to be loud. Okay, now that the waves have stopped. So yeah, they're using the weighted treble hooks to snag the fish. They're, I think, mostly trying to target the striped bass because you can literally see all the dead carp and catfish just on the bank, which, I mean, in this river's condition, sure, they could have died on natural causes, but they're all piled in one position, and all the turkey vultures are devouring them. So nature's garbage disposal is doing the right thing, but still, it's not right. And technically, sure, they are an invasive species, but there's probably other fish that they're getting in there, like largemouth, smallmouth, whether they eat those or not. Shad specifically, too, they're thick up in there. I'm always bumping them whenever I'm fishing. So they might be foul hooking the shad too. But they're mostly targeting the stripers, because the one dude on the Virginia side, I see him catch a striped bass probably somewhere between 14 to 20 inches. He caught it on a bucktail jig. It wasn't his treble hook because I was paying attention. And he proceeded to put that striper in a black trash bag. Now, the one thing I noticed, which you'll also see in the video, is when he brings it up on the rocks, he walked probably 20 yards away from where he was fishing to grab the trash bag. So my thought is he's keeping his evidence away from him, so if someone does come down the trail, they're going to stop there and not continue to go up because they're engaging with that guy. So he knows what he's doing is illegal. Plus, when I first came around, I have my camera rolling. He probably sees me reaching for the camera to turn it on or start recording, and I see him proceed to go put a shiesty on. So he is trying to hide his face and all that stuff. So he knows that he's doing something illegal. But yeah, he put the striper in a bag and then kept fishing. And then that's when I started going back down river and then proceeded to call, I call a lot of people. The people at Fletcher's told me to try and call Arlington PD. I called them. I called the non-emergency number, and I spoke to an officer, and he said, oh, hold on, let me put you on hold. And then he said he talked to a sergeant and said, oh, we can't do anything because that's DC. And I said, even if they're technically fishing on Virginia soil, he said, yeah, we can't do anything. And I'm like, okay, thank you, whatever. Obviously, then I called Virginia's DWR, and then within 5 minutes later, an officer called me back and told me information. He told me what to do. I have his number now, so if I see that, I'm going to call him. But I'm sure many of you guys know that the Virginia wildlife officers are spread thin. He told me that they didn't have any people nearby to go out yesterday. The closest person was in Leesburg. And the second closest person was down in Fredericksburg. So they couldn't really do anything there, but they said that they mostly enforce the permit run area, which is below Chainbridge, because that's where all the herring go up to spawn and all that. And that's where they mostly enforce people, and they've gotten people in the past. That's what he's told me. He said that they don't go up on the rocks because it is dangerous and yada, yada, yada. They've also told me that they go up in plain clothes to where they're not wearing their uniforms to try to fit into the fishing scene. And then when they see something, then they bust you. So, but yeah, I got a hold of the DC people. They told me that they can't enforce anything, but they rely on Park Service and the, what is it called? Harbor Patrol. So down near Pier 4 at the wharf is Harbor Patrol, to where they got their fire boats, police boats, all that stuff. I learned that last Saturday they made an arrest on someone who was keeping 50 plus hickory shad on the DC side. They're taking their boats up there. They're also going on foot, but they're enforcing. And they said, this guy, I also have his number now, to call him, and if he doesn't answer, then I call Harbor Patrol and they'll send someone up, because they got the report from someone who was fishing legally. They said, hey, this person's keeping shad, yada, 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 and they got there within 30 minutes and arrested the guy. Well, I don't know if arrested. They apprehended him or detained him, whatever, because I'm not sure it's arrestable offense. It's probably going to be a very hefty fine, and I know, like down in Florida, if you're in possession of undersized fish, it's a misdemeanor and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's the same up here, but who knows. But yeah. The other thing is, obviously, it's going to be our responsibility. Us as anglers, if we see people doing illegal things, we got to report it. I mean, the river's already in bad shape. It can get worse. We can kind of stop that if we report these people. Obviously, it's going to get a little bit more lax as May comes, because May 16th in DC, you're allowed to keep one striped bass per person. 19 to 24 inches is the slot, or 20. I'll have to double check that. But I know it's starting at 19 inches, but it's one per person. Now, people are going to try to keep more. So again, if we see people keeping more than one striper, again, we just got to report it. They're going to do their best to try to get them, and the more presence that they're up there, it will deter people from poaching. So that's on us. But yeah, all right, enough blabbing. Get into the video. Striped bass, blue cats. I did catch a smallmouth, but camera wasn't recording, obviously. And then no flatheads, and then some shad too. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concern, comment section, get in there. We can talk. I have information that I'm not going to keep blabbing about, but I can clarify things more if anyone has any questions. But yeah, enjoy. There we go. Another shad. It's coming at me. There he is. Little guy. Shad number 2. Oh my god, my phone almost fell in the water. Oh, that would have been really bad. Number 2. This dude to the left of me just caught a striper on a jerkbait, I think. No, swim bait. Yep. I'm gonna bet myself $100 he doesn't throw it back. Yep, leaving it on the rock. I just literally using what I'm using. Yep, putting it in a trash bag. Small blue cat, probably. That's fighting weird for a blue cat. That's a blue cat. Got a lot of energy for a blue cat. Oh, it's a striper. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a striped bass. Oh my gosh. That's why I was fighting so weird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Get in the net. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I got a striped bass. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I gotta get to this bank. Oh my gosh. I got a striped bass. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This is the targeted species. I haven't caught one at all in all the years that I've been jigging on the bottom up here. I finally caught a striped bass. I thought you were a blue cat because the way you were a small blue cat, at least you would have been a small blue cat. You were a fucking striper. Oh my gosh, yes. This is the species that I wanted to catch. Look at this thing. Look at this striper. Oh my gosh, this thing is fat as could be. Ooh wee. All right, let me get a measurement on you. My thing only goes to 18 inches, so we're gonna
do a mark. So 18 to the dorsal rear fin. Where'd the thing go? 18 plus, we're gonna say another 4, 22 inches. Yes, finally. Oh my gosh. All right, let's start reviving you. Oh, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. You gonna kick? No, you're gonna be a typical striped bass and be a baby. All right, I'm just gonna start reviving her. It might be a minute. Ready to go? You gotta go the other way, buddy. There you go. See you later. Woo! Yes! Oh, that feels so good. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I caught a striper. Finally. Oh, that was the second drift down too. I got on that first blue cat that just wrapped itself up. And then, ooh wee. Ooh wee. That was a hit. That was a hit. It's a blue cat though. That was a hit though. That was me raising it up slowly and douche. Oh my gosh. It feels like it's rubbing on something though. I think it's stuck on a corner of a rock. Something's on it though. This is the flathead that sucked it into its hole. There we go. I think it's out. Alright, fish finder, where is it? It's right below you. Is that it? No. What do we got? What do we got? That's just solid weight. Come on, get up. Now it's unwrapping. Yep, blue cat. That's a decent one though. Ah. That was quite the workout. Oh, you're a fat one. You a fat one, boy. Oh gosh. Don't roll, don't roll, don't roll. You don't need to do all that. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Big old blue cat. Big old blue cat. All right, see you later, buddy. This might be another striper. This is another striper. Just the head shakes alone. That's a striper for sure. That's a striper. Don't go under the boat. Come back out, buddy. That's a striper for sure. Yep, that's a striper. Nice. Number 2. Oh my gosh. Come here, buddy. Circle back around. Oh my gosh, awful nutter. Turn around. Turn your head. Turn your big head. No. Come here. It knows. It knows. Yes. Number 2. Fat striper. Oh, yes. Look at this fat striper. Whew. Chunky fish. Let's see if we can see down its throat there. Let's see the tail sticking out. Number 2. Fat fish. Fat fish. Good fish. All right, buddy. Beautiful fish. Look at that belly. Great colors. Perfect hook set too, around the top of the mouth. You ready to go? Maybe not. All right. Out of the water for all of maybe a minute. These things are just such babies. You can go, buddy. I'm barely holding on to you. Nope. There we go. Okay, cool.